Playground Podcast.
All right, welcome to another episode of Marci's Playground. If you're like me, the last few days, I've been sobbing in a bowl of fruit. If you watch Shrinking, it's a great series on Apple. They gave us I Will Be Grape. Now it's a thing. It's always going to be a thing. Joining me today is the woman who has had misheard lyrics turn into this global movement, this movement of joy, Christina. She's a multi-platinum artist, a literal Gracie Award stage slayer, and creator of the anthem that has lived a billion lives, Christina Perri.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to the playground. How's it going?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. Got a little cold, but I'm okay.
Yeah, it's going around. Everybody's sick.
I know. Plus,
So
I have kids and they're germ monsters. I think
yeah,
it's possible to not get a version of whatever they have.
everything's a petri dish at the house. Is grape just the biggest compliment for you now? 'Cause this is so
Yes.
big.
Yes. I mean, the thing is, I am still just blown away that this song became basically a character in that episode, the whole episode. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you normally have a song that's in a show or a movie or something, you get asked like, hey, you need permission to have your song like as a sync or whatever. And it's normally just like in the background or the credits or, sometimes it's very pivotal to a scene, but it's the sound. Whereas like, I feel like the song was a character in the episode. Like it just kept like talked about or sang. And that's like a dream. Like when does that ever happen? I was blown away.
Yeah, the misheard lyric kind of gave it new life.
Yeah. And honestly, I will say, so Jason Segel, I'll tell you a little bit about how it happened, because he apparently is fully responsible for choosing this song, which I've thanked him many times.
So great.
We're now friends, IRL. And I said to him, thank you so much for choosing this song. And he was like, look, because he's a co-creator of Shrinking and a writer on the show. So he said when we were going around and writing this episode, he was like, I had to think of a song that could be really happy and cute, then really sad, and then also a party jam. And he was like, and there, in his words, he said, there's no other song that could have been all three of those things than your song. He was like, I thought of it immediately, then I couldn't get it out of my head. And then like I said, they just interpreted it and made it a part of the storyline. And that was all Jason Segel. So I have him and Kristen Miller, who's the music supervisor on the show. She's the one who came to me because she's actually a friend of mine in real life, which is weird. The stars just realigned.
It did. Yeah, it was meant to be.
Yeah, she was like, you're never going to believe this. And I was like, what? So she's the one that delivered me the news. And then it was Jason who initially thought of it. And then I got to go to set. I got to be there.
I saw that. The video of you crashing the set and you guys all singing. That must have been pretty cool.
It was beyond cool, but I have to say, I'm such a big fan of this show. So before any of this happened, I was caught up. I had seen season 1 and season 2. So when they were filming season 3, I think the funniest thing on set was I kept saying don't tell me why Gabby's upset. Don't tell me why Gabby's upset. Because she would walk out of the scene after every time they filmed the scene of them singing at the piano, and she would get a phone call and be really upset. And I was like, ah, la, 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 la. I didn't want it to spoil it for me because I'm that big of a fan. I knew exactly I was confused how Jason's love interest was there all of a sudden, and I was like, don't tell me, don't tell me why she's there. I don't want to know. You know what I mean? It was so I think they were really kind of excited to see I was such a big fan and I knew all their characters so well. So it's not I just walked on set and I was like, hey everybody, I wrote the song.
Yeah, you know the story.
Out. I was so excited to meet Gabby and I was so excited to meet Alice and the whole cast, and it was such an unforgettable experience.
I love that Michael J. Fox is part of the cast this season. Did you meet him? Was he hanging out?
Listen, I also didn't meet Harrison Ford, and that's okay because I have a giant Millennium Falcon tattooed on my thigh. And I do think if I had met Harrison, that would have been the end of me. I feel like me, the whole cast is Shrinking, was crazy enough for me that day. I was freaking out about the potential because I didn't know who was in the scene. So I
Right.
was like, if Harrison Ford is there, I don't know if I'm going to be able to function because I'm the biggest Star Wars fan. So I actually think it was quite nice that like maybe I'll meet him next time. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't in the scene. It wasn't like, he actually wasn't there. I didn't avoid meeting him. If he was there, I would have met him and, tried to be as cool as possible without it would be really cool. But no, he wasn't in the scene, and neither was Michael J. Fox. But I had heard, because I was sort of getting some intel for season 3 that he was going to be in it. So that it was just really cool.
Yeah, it is really a great show. It's such a
Yeah.
great show. Maybe, I feel like if someone doesn't know what we're talking about, how do we explain what Grape Day is without giving any spoilers? Do you think we could do that?
Sure. I will say the first episode of season 1 sort of lays out the issue at hand, like, why
Yes.
thing. So I feel like it's okay to say, this is a story about Jason Segel's character, Jimmy, who loses his wife and is raising their daughter and is a therapist. And then he just like goes on to, he helps other people with their grief and their life by, unconventional ways of being a therapist, which is the comedy of it all. I feel like it's a very laugh out loud funny show.
Yes.
You wouldn't think because it's like a drama. But the
Yep.
characters like Derek. I feel like Derek Senior, the not new Derek boyfriend, but Derek number 1. I don't know what they call him.
Right. Yeah. Derek number 1.
Whatever. He's like the maybe the best character on the show. I don't know. I can't pick a favorite because obviously I love Jason Segel and I love Krista Miller's character Liz. I feel very much like her. I collect rocks. I'm not rocks. I call them crystals, but still like everyone calls me rocks. So I just like everyone on the show, but I think it's a beautiful show. Like the elevator pitch is, it's a beautiful show about therapy, about grief, about emotions, but it's very funny, and it's a group of people who are just really lovely, navigating their lives after this deep loss.
Yeah. And Grape Day, they continue that tradition every year with the misheard lyrics.
Yes, of singing. So it is the late wife's favorite song. We find out it was her favorite song, and so we get to see her again because that actress is only there sometimes.
Yeah.
So we get to see her singing the song, and then Jason singing the song, and then the whole cast singing the song, and then the whole cast singing with me in the credits.
Yes.
Like, we're all really singing. We went back in the studio and re-recorded.
So cool.
Not my part, but we recorded like their additional voices and added them to the track. Like that's never been done. Like that's crazy. Like it was
So
wild.
cool.
So
That's so great.
Yeah, I'd like to say that my song is the star of that episode. I think I can safely say that.
I think you can safely say that. Definitely. So kind of cool. I have this great memory of you at the Gracie Awards. This was the year, I think it might have been the year after I won, but with COVID, everything was shut down.
Yes.
The Gracie Awards that I attended, you were there. You sang 1,000 Years and Ever Gone.
Yes,
and it was,
I remember.
It was so cool because, I mean, it's this room full of, strong women and, I'm looking around. 100%. And while you're performing, I was looking around going, ooh, goosebumps and, maybe some tears. And it was just a really, really cool performance.
I was pregnant at the time too. I think I was just newly pregnant with Pixie because I remember my light blue suit. I remember events by hair or outfits. So.
Yeah. That was, what wasn't 2021, I think.
It had to be 2022.
Oh, it might have been 2022.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I think so because I was pregnant. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah. It was on my birthday too, May 24th.
Yes,
2022.
Yes, I had just revealed that I was pregnant. Yep.
Very cool. Is it hard? You expose it all in your music, and I love that. You don't hide the cracks; you kind of spotlight them. Is that level of vulnerability? Is that hard to keep up?
No, honestly. It's how I've been my whole life. I have to say, I can't give credit to really anything other than like my personality and like who I am. Like I've never, like I'm an oversharer, I'm not mysterious, I'm that person who's like, if someone says, how are you? Like I really say how I'm doing. Like I've always been very vocal and like aware, like self-aware of how I'm doing and not afraid necessarily because I've always thought of it more as a superpower. Like I was in therapy since I was 8 years old. So I actually like ended up, what I thought was like something wrong with me, I believe now is just this incredible thing, that I have, that I get to use to help other people too. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't think it's hard to keep up because life is really hard and it keeps happening, and like I don't have to make up anything. Like my life is as dramatic and as wonderful as I'm always articulating it to be. Like it's not all roses, and it's like, and I feel like that's important too, to have that voice, like, but it never runs out. When you tell the truth, it never runs out. It's just like,
Yeah.
that's always there. So I do find it really cathartic to write about. And then as of recently, I've been writing for children, like children's music. I've been working on all the music and lyrics for two different children's shows that are all going to come out this year. I can't quite reveal yet, but it's very exciting.
That
And
is.
and I find myself like having a nice little break from like the heavy, and like I'm writing about bubbles and popcorn,
Yeah.
but it's like, it's always going to be there. Like I look at it like a well, I can always go back to
Hmm.
the well to write about like, my life. But in this moment in time with my kids really little, like it's really been fun for me to like, just step away a little bit from like the adult space and go more into the kid space and sort of enjoy the wholeness of it, and like the
Yeah.
heavy right now. Like I just want to be writing songs for like little kids to grow up and not grow up to be the adults that are running everything right now. You know what I mean? Like
Amen to that, sister.
chance to help out this next generation, and so I feel like now I feel very excited about doing that. But I'm always evolving, and I'm always keeping everybody in the loop. Like I feel like I'm always just like authentically doing what is going on in my real life. So I really do have a preschooler. So now I'm working on preschool music. You know what I mean? It's really
Yeah. And what a cool thing for them to know, growing up and realizing my mom, what she wrote this song and she wrote this book, and that's pretty
yeah.
cool.
It's very cool. My oldest is 8. She really gets it. She'll be like, "Mom, everybody there knew your music." Like she'll like give
Yeah.
little things. But then also, I'm not cool. I'm her mom.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. I know that.
Why do all those people want to talk to you? You know what I mean? Like she's being awful. And then my little 3-year-old, she actually thinks the songs I'm writing for all these shows are better than my other songs. Like so she wants to
Yeah.
sit around the kitchen and have me put on these character songs. So it's really cool to include them. And also they're my biggest barometer. Like I feel like if
Hmm.
they're singing these songs like when they're not on, like I'm not doing it right. So like when they start singing them in real life or whatever, like, or if they say like, oh, Carmela will be like, oh, that's actually really cool, Mom. I'll be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
This works.
yeah.
The kids
So
like it.
they're my two little like, favorite little judges in my life.
Well, I think that your qualities are 100% awesome. You're very real. And I feel like, and we can thank our mutual friend Jane for the connection, but I'm like, I feel like I know you. I feel like we go way back, and you bring that quality for sure, which is very refreshing. It's very nice. Um, you were on The Masked Singer last month. It was Twilight night. The performance was beautiful. It was really great. And this was going back, being part of the Twilight legacy. What, 15 years now? That's so wild. And we watch all those movies. We watch all of them all the time still.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
they're so good.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, but that Twilight night, it just shows how far that song has traveled.
Oh yeah. I mean, it cracks me up
Amazing.
too because like you can't do Twilight Night without me. Like I feel
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm so honored. It's almost like I'm like frozen in time, and then it's like, oh, there's a Twilight Night, and like out I come to sing 1,000 years. I mean, it does keep evolving. Like now, Shrinking is giving it its
Yeah.
new storyline. Obviously, the connection to Twilight is the biggest one, and the reason I wrote the song, and also my greatest gift in life. So I will never say no to anything Twilight that comes up, because I'm just so grateful to that whole world that changed my whole world. I mean, I always say like when I wrote 1,000 Years, I had already written Jar of Hearts. I was already on the radio. I was already being a recording artist, but like in a smaller scale. And then when I did 1,000 Years, like I went global. I went to every country and got to meet people from all over the world. Like that really changed my life on a much bigger way. And so, yeah, they did the Twilight night, and I was, of course, the first call. And I was like, happily, I will be there. Happily, I will sing this. I wore my I Love Edward Cullen pin. That was mine from my personal collection. Okay, like that was not.
Okay, well, that was going to be my question. Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Team Edward. I've always been
Me
Team Edward.
too. Me too.
Which is funny because I'm actually friends with Taylor Lautner in real life, and like if I had to go based on real life, I'd pick Jacob because he and I are such good friends. But like I have to stay true and honor who I was in like 2002 or 2007. I don't remember, but whenever I first saw it, maybe it was 2006. I forget.
6, 7.
6, 7. Oh God.
It's never going to go away.
Oh no, Carmela's here would be like cringe.
I know.
You're grown up, you can't do that. Yeah, anyway, 2006 or 2007. But I will always, I mean, the books, I read the book, like I'm just a diehard Twilight fan. So I'm definitely Team Edward. Very good.
It's a song that it was a wedding song for vampires, and now it's like the song for a whole new generation.
It's been a wild ride for me. I feel like I've been invited to millions of weddings all over the world. You know, I almost feel like I'm there. And then what I do think is really beautiful is like all those people that got married to my song between like 2012. I think it was the #1 wedding song from 2012 to like 2020, and then it's still in the top 5. I don't know but it was #1 for a while. Like I bumped out Elvis for a while. Like that's crazy. And then so all those people that got married to my song, they then all started having kids. And then they were playing my lullabies for their kids, like the lullaby version of 1,000 Years. And then that's why I did like the kids book, and now I'm doing the kid show. It's just something in real time as it should. But I have a really soft spot in my heart for all the people that walk down the aisle to my voice. It's very cool.
Have you performed at any weddings?
I have. I've performed at very few, but only because so many people ask me. Like I get very like people pleasy about it. Like if I say yes to one, I want to say yes to them all. So I remember early on being like, I can't possibly I mean, there were requests coming in like multiple times a day, and which is awesome. Like I was honored to be asked, and would always send a little note or a little video, or I did all that over the years. But I sang my best friend Kelty down the aisle when she got married. She's the correspondent on E, or the host of E News. But 10 years ago, she married this guy in our friend's backyard, and so I sang her down the aisle, which was very funny because I don't know why I didn't think I was going to cry my eyes out, like singing my best friend down the aisle. Like, I was just like, yeah, of course. Yeah, cool. Like, didn't even like think twice about it. And then I get there and it's like, heart beats. But like, I was like so choked up that like it came out so weird. And then it was like live on Entertainment Tonight. Like there was like this whole like video, and I was just like, oh God.
Emotions. What are you going to do?
Yeah. So I like really was like, I'm never doing this again. But I've done it a couple times over the years, but really just like 3 or 4, because it's emotional. I'm like, people do this. Like it freaks me out. Like when I actually hear it, like because I've written it, so I hear it different. But sometimes when I'm like performing it or seeing, like one time I saw 2 people get married to it. I was at a hotel where people were getting married, and I heard my song start, and I was like, oh my God, it was so cool. But I felt like I heard it for the first time. Like I felt like I'd never really heard it like other people. And there was a bride, and she was walking down the aisle with her dad, and they were crying, and I was like, oh my God, I get it. But I feel like I don't very often like hear it like the world gets to hear it.
It's an intense, it's a perfect wedding song. Perfect wedding.
Thank you. I did write it for the vampire wedding.
Exactly. Yeah, true. It literally is. We should talk about your book. It's kind of a love letter to your daughters. Pretty cool that you're a girl mom too. Girls are great. I've got girls, so.
Oh, I'm obsessed. I'm so grateful for them. And I actually have another book coming. I haven't announced it yet.
Good.
It's going to be a little continuation.
Great.
And so that will be announced either this year or the top of next year, but I've been working on that.
Release 2027?
Yep.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah. I mean, you've given us the perfect grape anthem, and you're coming out with all the cool stuff for the kids. Beautiful book for the kids. So thanks so much for joining me on the playground, and keep me updated so I can keep people updated on what you're doing.
Of course. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
asking. I could talk about it all day.
Well, thank you. And I love the Mickey Mouse pillow.
Oh, thank you. My Disney castle, my Mickey Mouse. I'm very coded. Like
That's
Disney
very,
doll.
and I'm sure the girls love it.
They do.
Everything Mickey. I know. If you haven't seen the I Will Be Grape episode of Shrinking, go to Apple TV Plus and you got to watch that stat. It's the whole series is great. The episode is great. And check out her book, 1,000 Years, wherever you get your stories. Thanks, Christina.
Thank you so much.
Christina.
Great to meet you.
You too. Thank you.